Hey, what's up, guys? This is the Fiery Friar podcast. This is my first episode. I am the Fiery Friar. My name is Brandon. Nice to meet y'all. And we're going to get right into it. Padres won 2-1 today. They beat the Guardians, who was a great team, 2-1 this series. And it was a super even series, for better or worse. The first game, we lost 7-0. The second game, we won 7-0. Okay, and then the third game was a battle till the end. Each team having a chance, and we came out ahead, 2-1, thanks to Higgy with a 2 RBI double, I believe it was, and also King, who was solid. Okay, going into the second half, our concerns, I think universally, I can speak for everyone, is mainly pitching. Okay, our injuries are trouble as well outside of pitching with Tatis and everybody kind of playing hurt. But pitching has just been a big issue this year. Our 1 and 2 have been out pretty much the whole year and might be out for the rest of the year. We don't know. We honestly just don't know. So starting out this series, Waldron came in, and he pitched 6 innings, which is great, especially for your number 5 guy. Sometimes you forget he's your number 5, and when you're missing your top 2, he isn't really your number 5 anymore. I mean, he's kind of like your number 3. 6 solid innings, 6 hits, but only 1 run, 5 Ks, no walks, no homers. Okay, that's when the pitching issues started to show themselves again with our bullpen. Okay, Matsui actually came in and struck out the side, so he did great. Kolek, not so much. Came in, didn't even record an out. Gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned. And, we had to yank him, bring Davis in, okay, who is still relatively new to a lot of Padres fans. I think he got 1 out, gave up 2 runs, both earned, and walked a guy, okay? Then Reynolds came in, another new guy, and he recorded 2 outs, gave up a hit. So in total, we gave up 11 hits that game. Let's see, for their pitching, their starting pitcher went 5 2/3, only gave up 2 hits. But it was pretty even until, I think it was the 8th inning. And then their bullpen did solid. Didn't give up any runs. They didn't give up any runs all game. Okay, we did not help out Waldron with our bats. Let's see, though. Arise did go 2 for 4. And for Arise, he's been, slumping. He's still hitting .312. Okay. Profar 0 for 4. Cronenworth 2 for 3. Solid. He started out good this second half. Machado 0 for 4. 0 for 4 Bogarts. Merrill 0 for 4 with 4. What's it? Yeah, with 4 Ks. Merrill 0 for 4 with 4 Ks. Man, it's okay. That's his rookiness showing a little bit. I mean, he's human. He's coming back to earth a little bit. But he's still solid. He's still solid as we see as this series goes on. Kim 0 for 2. He did walk, though. One thing I got to say about Kim, he is a funny guy because for his lack of fielding ability this year, which is crazy because he, utility player, Gold Glove, goes to shortstop. It's not really a new position, but he's leading the team in errors with, I think it's 10. And you never thought you'd say that sentence in your life. That'd be like, not really, but that'd be kind of like, it's like Tony Gwynn is leading in strikeouts, which, okay, that's not even a close comparison at all, but you know what I'm saying. Kim doesn't get errors, and he's leading the team. But he's also leading the team in walks and stolen bases. So he's trying to make up for it in those ways, which does make up for it a little bit. And honestly, it does. But not fully. Higgy 0 for 2 with the walk. Okay, so we got 4 hits the first game. They got 11. And 6 of their runs, it was 1-0 in the 5th. The Guardians got a run. And all the way to the bottom of the 8th, and then the Guardians got 6. That's just bullpen written all over it. Bullpen. Okay, your bullpen can't do that, but then at the same time, it doesn't matter what bullpen you have. You scored nothing. You scored 0. Okay? So, anyways, we go to the game 2 of the series, and that put us at 50-50. We were back at 500, which we are obsessed with. We love 500. We love 500. Okay? We don't, but it just seems like we're magnetically attracted to 500 or something. Okay, so the next game, let's see, we got Cease pitching. Oh, my God. Okay, Cease has been recently kind of getting criticized, not doing too great, but wow, he was doing really good this game. Let me see, he 7 innings, which is always great, especially when your bullpen's struggling. 7 innings is solid. But it's also not something you want to have to do with your starting pitchers all the time. You want to give them rest, not make them have to throw 100 pitches, because it's going to show later on in the year, especially with someone like King, where he's got a certain amount of pitches he could throw. He's not used to throwing this many pitches, so you could see the effects later on, although he's not really showing them right now. So anyways, Cease pitches 7 innings, gives up 1 hit. Okay, 1 hit. And then, I believe it was a triple, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, walks 1 guy, 10 strikeouts, like a boss. Okay. Then Estrada, who I feel is the best reliever we have. Other than Suarez, he's a closer, though. But he pitches an inning, lights out. Matsui comes in once again and pitches a full inning, no hits. So that's all you can ask out of a guy. Matsui so far this half, which is, it's a very small sample size, but whatever, over the span of 2 days, has done great. And so has the starting pitching. Starting pitching has done great. And these are technically our 3, 4, 5 pitchers. So, anyways. Cease. Yeah, like I said, did great. Okay, not much more I could say about that. Arise went 1 for 3. Profar 0 for 4. Profar is just, once again, it's human, coming back down to earth a little bit. I think that dipped his average down to 298. Let me just double check that. Yeah, 298, which is a great average, okay? Crony, 1 for 4 with a run, 3 RBIs, okay? Crony's, I believe, got the most RBIs on the team. He was DHing, and that's what you're going to see a lot of is, I think, since, you get Bogarts back, you're going to see things like Crony DHing, but it's not going to be like when Melvin was coaching and you see like an order that's completely different than the one before, the day before. It's still, you're going to consistently see people DHing for a person. So, if that makes any sense. Machado 0 for 5, 2 Ks. That's okay. In a game where we win 7-0, it's okay. Bogarts 2 for 5, solid. Merrill 2 for 5. after 4 Ks the day before, and he also gets a run this game. He strikes out 3 times this game. That's 7 strikeouts over the first 2 games. That's a little concerning. Peralta, sometimes he just comes through, huh? 2 for 3, 2 runs, 1 RBI, 1 walk. He's got a 255 average. I mean, that's not the best. That's about league average, but for your backup right fielder, that's cool. Johnson comes in and strikes out. Whatever, I don't hate Johnson. It's just like, it's not really your time. You wouldn't really be here normally. But he's quick, and the Padres don't have a lot of speed. So he's good on the base paths. We haven't seen Azekar for a while. Anyways, Kim, 1 for 5, but he gets 2 runs, which is always nice. Campusano, who is going to be splitting a lot of the time with Higgy, goes 2 for 4 and gets 1 run. I think he started out the scoring. Yeah, he singled, sharp line drive, left field. Jackson Merrill scored. David Peralta went to third. Haesung Kim to second. And let's see. And he's hitting 235, so that's not too hot. But he's kind of keeps getting iced with his injuries. So, and everybody's starting to love Higgy a lot. So that's good. I love having 2 solid catchers rather than one main one and one So it's really a good problem to have. Anyways, pitching wise, how'd the Guardians do? They didn't do that great. Williams went 3 2/3, 6 hits, 3 runs, 5 Ks. Vila, who is an ex-Padre, went 1 1/3, 1 hit, 2 Ks. And then not much else across. Oh, then we also had another ex-Padre, Barlow. I believe he was an ex-Padre. He did all right. Went an inning, got 1 strikeout. Howard came in and gave up 4 runs. So that was in the top of the 8th. So really, it's both games. The 8th inning was the inning for each team. In the first game, the Guardians scored in the 5th, and then 6 in the 8th. And then in the second game, we scored 3 in the 4th, 4 in the 8th. It's a little more spread out. This third game was kind of a nail-biter, but just an all-around great series by both teams. Well, no, I take that back. It's not an all-around great series. It was a competitive series, because if this was, best out of 3 for real in the playoffs, this game 3 would have been a nail biter. We won 2-1. We got 2 runs in the second inning. Higgy got a double, scores Jackson Merrill and Kim, which was great. Fantastic. King lights out. 7 innings. And he was going for a no-hitter up until, let me see, I have some notes here. I think it was the bottom of the 8th. Okay? No. Bottom of the 8th, bottom of the 7th. You let me know. I'm not really sure. So he gives up 2 hits and a run, but K6 and just was looking great, man. His pitches were looking great. And I got to be honest, both sides experienced some crappy umpiring this series, in my opinion. And I think everybody's opinion. But anyways, it's not an easy job. Someone's got to do it, even if they don't do it that well. Okay, Estrada comes in for 2/3. Did great. Got pulled, and Suarez had to come in for that 3rd out and the next 3. So he got 4 outs to end the game there, which was, really, it came down to the line. And the very last batter, which was who was it? Ramirez. Solid shot. I thought it was a home run. And Padres fans at this point aren't completely shocked at events like that when you got one more out and you're going to beat the Guardians, who are the best in the league, other than the Phillies, I believe. And you blow it in literally the last moment possible to blow it, you know? But not today. Baseball God's on our side. Merrill snags it. It's an out. We win the series. How do we do hitting today? Arise went 1 for 5. He's grimacing a lot, you could tell. His hand is not feeling too solid still, which is scary, man. I mean, it hurts for him to take off his glove. He's still over there hitting our first base coach really hard, but I mean, maybe you should take it easy a little bit on that front. Profar 2 for 4. Got a walk. He's hitting 300 again. He's got 300. So that's nice. I mean, that's like a confidence thing. Definitely wants to stay above 300 if possible. Crony 0 for 4 was not doing it today. Very frustrated with himself a lot. By the way, the defense, the whole game was playing great. Great plays by Kim, Arise, even a shot back to King, and there might have been more, but that's what you need, especially when you're trying to go for like a no-hitter or something. Just everybody's backing up everybody. King's, helping out the team. The team's helping out King defensively, and then even offensively. We got 8 hits, 2 runs. So you want more runs. You want more runs for sure. I mean, we had the bases loaded a couple times, I believe, and we had runners in scoring position and some just strikeouts that just, it's like just put the bat on the ball. It's easier said than done. Anyways, Machado 0 for 3. Bogart's 2 for 4, so he's coming back hot. He's got a 236 batting average. That's not good, okay? That's not good at all, but I think it's like the batting average I don't really care about as much right now because he's coming back. He obviously wasn't doing too hot in the beginning of the year, but it's like he's kind of starting his year now. And he also said that it was good for him to be able to step back at second base because he wasn't used to the position. We got 2 people in the infield that aren't used to their... Well, Kim's more used to his position than Bogarts is used to second, but still. And Crony's just a beast. He just goes wherever you tell him to go, and he's gonna handle it. But Bogarts got to step back and kind of mentally get ready for playing second base, which was great. He didn't play second base today. He DH'd, which I think is smart. I think Schilt is being very smart about dealing with these injuries and where everybody is percentage-wise, because I can't think of anybody that's 100% other than maybe Merrill and Crony. Okay? Maybe Kim and Higgy, but that's about it. So he goes 2 for 4. Bogey goes 2 for 4. Merrill's down to a 274 batting average. He went 0 for 3 again today. He got a run because he got on base with the walk. He also struck out again. That's 8 strikeouts in 3 games. But we held. What did we do? We gave up 3 hits over 2 games to the Guardians. Okay? That's great. And really, we had 3 solid pitching days, minus the bottom of the 8th inning, the first game. So I'm really proud of our pitching. If we can get a bullpen piece or 2, perhaps a starter, because, I'm just not betting on Darvish and Musgrove coming back. I'm just not betting on them coming back. They could. I'm just saying, I'm preparing for the worst. And we've been playing hurt and doing all right. So really, prepare for the worst And if they do come back, if one of them comes back, I mean, that's fantastic. But I think we need another starting pitcher. AJ Preller's possibly afraid of, not having a job if we don't make it to the playoffs. He's a big spender. I don't want to get rid of Ethan and DeVries, but I mean, you saw with Soto, like, Preller's not really thinking long-term like that, especially when his job's on the line. So that's kind of unfortunate. I hope that we are able to keep those players, because if we're not going to keep one of those players, then we better get Crochet. Even though he's kind of got an innings limit and an injury history. But if we're going to get rid of one of those players, we better just go for it. If you're going to go for it, go for it. Get the best guy out there. Which is arguable because there's other options. Not very many, but there's other options. But you got to do something pitching-wise, man. Got to do something pitching-wise, because our hitting is there. Our hitting is fine, for sure. It's just when you're constantly having to hit to help your lack of pitching, your hitting will drop because it's too much pressure. It's too much responsibility. You're asking too much out of your team. But then when you get great pitching like we did this weekend and decent hitting, you're going to win games. Okay. What else do I have to say about this series here? I'm super stoked we came out. What are we at? 52-50 now. Okay. It's a good start to the second half. I mean, we went to the Guardians' home field, who they've lost, I think, starting this series, they had lost 11 games, which is like the third best home record in all time this far through a season or something like that. And I think the other one was like the Yankees in 98, who, of course, beat us in the World Series that year. So, I mean, that goes to show how good the Guardians are doing. And we just took 2 out of 3. Fantastic. I mean, we took it. They scored 7. We scored 7. And then at the end of it, we scored 9. They scored 8. That's close, but we did it. And we did it hurt. And with our, technically not our top 2 pitchers, our bottom 3, I guess you could call it, but they're not pitching like the bottom 3. They're pitching great. And I'm a huge fan of Higgy right now. But anyways, thank you guys. I'm the Fiery Friar, and you can tune into my podcast, hit the subscribe button, yada, yada, yada. I'll get better as I go here, but I really do appreciate you watching. Stay tuned. I'm a super duper duper Padres fan. I'm an emotional guy. I'm a fiery guy, and you're going to realize that here soon. Anyways, we are playing. Who are we playing next? Tomorrow is my birthday, so happy birthday, me. But we're not playing tomorrow, so let's see. Padres are playing Washington. Okay, so playing the Nats on Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. See you guys then.